Welcome to Fearen Fear Files. And I have a special guest with me here today, my guy LT.
Yo, what's up?
What's up with you? So, today what we have is a special thing going on with Nolan. They have found him. Or have they? Allegedly, they found. They done found some more evidence on this. So we're gonna check it out and see what we got. And also we got a couple of spooky things going on. Apparitions, a little scary stuff going for you today. Me and that have it even weird. We want to check it out with you. So we want all y'all to tune in with us and check us out, see what we got going on. But without further ado, let's get to this first video.
Speaking about what he believes happened, listen to this.
Um, I know that friend group that he was with is known for, I don't know if I can say this substance, but they're known for doing a certain substance. And, you know, some of us who have spoke to Nolan prior to the island date, we know that they were known for doing that substance. Another thing that we believe is, what if they peer pressured him into doing something? And again, with the mixture of alcohol and
this is allegedly, y'all. This is allegedly, and Jesus just giving us his synopsis of what he feels.
Now you remember what we said earlier. Allegedly. You can never say, you know what I'm saying, that nobody did nothing. You can always allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Because accusing somebody, man, you can lose that whole case because you know what I'm saying? You accusing people that ain't nobody even put forth. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get back to this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is very interesting. It's real interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? It's real interesting to me.
So allegedly, Jesus, you got to remember when you're getting on these panels, you got to say allegedly because somebody will try to wrap you up.
Allegedly coming from his friend group that knows him very well. I'm talking about teammates that played with him, went to school with him, and folks that see him every weekend. Allegedly, we believe that maybe something just didn't go the way they wanted it to. Maybe they were trying to have a little bit too much fun, and it was just a mistake that they covered up. But I know for a fact that friend group that they were with is known for a certain substance. So it does not surprise me whatsoever. And I'm almost certainly confident, allegedly, that there was that substance on that boat. I know we won't know till the body gets tested and all that, but, you know, it's what makes sense to me. I don't believe he tried to swim back to the island or anything like that. There's just a lot of things that doesn't make sense. Why did they leave him in the first place? Why didn't they make sure he had a ride home? If that was me and my friend group that I typically hang out with, I mean, Nolan, yes, was in that, but if it was me and my 4 close friends, I'm not leaving that island until I leave with my friend.
Exactly. Because why the fuck y'all didn't bring him back with y'all? If he went out there with y'all, he should have fucking came back with y'all. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like Nolan has 2 separate friend groups, his black friend group and his white friend group. And it sounds like the 2 friend groups didn't really fuck with each other, but Nolan fucked with both of those friend groups. He said they known to be on that shit, and they probably tried to get Nolan to try that shit. And either 1, he wasn't going for it, and that's why they got to fighting, or 2, he actually tried it and it went bad, and they trying to cover some shit up. But either way, the family is going to get to the bottom of this shit. They're going to do an autopsy, and they're going to find out if there's any substances in his system. Hey, they're going to find out if there was any blunt force trauma,
white boy, they do
and
some
exactly what the
drugs,
cause of death.
You know what I'm saying?
So regardless of if these motherfuckers is telling the truth or not, the truth is going to come out.
November 1983, Washington, D.C., the Kennedy Center, one of the most prestigious venues in all of America. Inside, the who's who of the country has gathered. Senators, Supreme Court justices, Kennedy family members, the most respected classical musicians alive. This is the Kennedy Center Honors Gala, an evening designed to celebrate true musical excellence. And then Michael Jackson walks in. Fresh off Thriller, an album that had just sold over 40 million copies and was well on its way to becoming the best-selling record in human history. He's wearing his sequined gloves, his jacket. He looks every bit like the king of pop. And the room goes cold. See, Michael wasn't supposed to be here in the eyes of a lot of people in that audience. He'd been invited because of his massive charitable contributions to music education. But to the classical elite in that room, he was a pop star, an entertainer, someone who danced and put on a show, not a real musician. And one man in particular, one of the most respected classical pianists of his entire generation, decided that tonight was the night he was going to make that point publicly, in front of everyone. What he didn't know, what nobody in that room knew, was that Michael Jackson had been hiding a secret for over 14 years. And tonight, that secret was about to come out. Stay with me, because what happened that evening didn't just shock the audience at the Kennedy Center. It completely changed how the people in that room thought about music, about talent, about prejudice, and about one of the most misunderstood artists.
Check this out, man. Talented, man. You just talented. Some people can't accept that some black people just born naturally talented. You know what I'm saying? And so these white folks, man, these elites, man, they think that, you know what I'm saying, because this man can dance and sing and all this, that he's supposed to be virtuoso, because this nigga is virtuoso. You know what I'm saying? That's how these white folks get down. They try to embarrass the black people, man. That's why they put you in all these big crowds with them. You know what I'm saying? Them folks don't give a fuck about you, really. You know what I'm saying? In real life, man, them folks don't give a fuck. But what buck they can make off of you, for real. That's how it goes.
Whoever
you know
lived.
What I'm saying?
If you're new here, welcome. We cover stories about legendary artists that most people don't know. If this sounds like your kind of thing, hit subscribe and stick around, because this one goes deep. To really understand what happened that night, we need to understand the world Michael Jackson was living in at the end of 1983. Thriller had dropped in November of 1982, just over a year before this event. By late 1983, it had become something the music industry had literally never seen before. We're talking about an album that was simultaneously #1 in countries all over the world. An album that had already spawned multiple massive hit singles: Billie Jean, Beat It, Wanna Be Startin' Something. A record that had broken racial barriers on MTV, which up until Michael came along, had largely refused to play black artists. Michael Jackson was, by almost any measure, the most famous entertainer on earth at that moment. And yet, there was this persistent criticism that followed him everywhere in certain circles, particularly in classical and academic music spaces. The argument went something like this: sure, Michael Jackson is popular, sure, he can sing and dance, but is he really a musician? Does he actually understand music, or is he just an entertainer who got lucky with a catchy beat? It's a kind of snobbery that has existed in classical music circles for as long as popular music has existed. There has always been this unofficial hierarchy: classical music at the top, jazz somewhere in the middle, and pop music at the bottom. Real musicians read sheet music, study theory, train for decades. Pop stars in this worldview are manufactured products. And look, there's a real conversation to have about craft and training and technical skill. That conversation has merit. The problem is when it turns from a genuine discussion into flat-out prejudice. When someone looks at an artist and decides, before hearing a single note, that they can't possibly be a serious musician.
Now you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What did the first thing that man said? Because of color. Yeah. That's what I call it. You know what I'm saying? Look in there.
Yeah, they
look at that crowd.
Yeah, we see
hey, man, look at them demons. You don't see that man, the man over here whispering in the woman's ear, man, and Mikey walking through, they ain't really paying no attention to him, man. But he up in there with them elites, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he a monkey at a show, man. Yeah.
Simply because of the genre they work in. That was the mindset of one maestro Alindro Virtuoso. Now, this man was not a nobody. He was 68 years old that December. He had performed at Carnegie Hall over 200 times. He had recorded with the Vienna Philharmonic. He had dedicated his entire life to classical music and had reached the absolute pinnacle of that world. By any standard, he was a legitimate legend. But legends can still be wrong. When he saw Michael Jackson walk into that gala, Virtuoso leaned over to his colleague, a renowned violinist named Margaret Sterling, and said something along the lines of, "Sequined gloves and moonwalking, this is what passes for musicianship these days." Margaret, to her credit, tried to push back gently. She pointed out that Michael had raised millions for music education, which is literally the whole reason he'd been invited. Virtuoso's response was dismissive. He said money doesn't make you a musician. He questioned whether Michael could even read music, whether he could play an instrument, whether he understood real composition. And here's the thing, and this is important, Michael was aware of these whispers. As he moved through the room that evening, he could hear the comments. He could feel the sideways glances. Despite being the biggest pop star on the planet, he had walked into a room where a significant portion of the people present questioned whether he belonged there at all. Michael had felt this before. The entertainment industry had a long history of treating...
it don't matter how much money you get, man. They gonna still see you as still the same monkey. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They been making monkeys of black folks all our life, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why, man. Let's get back because talking, man. These folks, man, been doing this to us all our life, man, and we still let them do it.
Him as a product, as a brand, rather than as an artist. He'd spent years fighting to be taken seriously as a creator, not just a performer. That's actually one of the reasons Thriller was so meticulously crafted. He and Quincy Jones were absolutely relentless about the musical quality of every single track. But this was different. This was the classical music world. And the classical music world had its own set of rules, its own gatekeepers, and those gatekeepers had already made up their minds. The evening's program began with performances. A string quartet played Mozart with real elegance. A soprano delivered an aria from La Traviata that had the room utterly transfixed. Then Virtuoso himself took the stage to perform Rachmaninoff's Piano Concerto No. 2 with the National Symphony Orchestra. And honestly, it was stunning. Virtuoso was the real deal. His performance was technically flawless, emotionally rich, the kind of playing that comes from 50-plus years of devoted practice. When he finished, the applause was thunderous, and it was earned. But then, instead of taking his bow and walking off, Virtuoso stepped to the microphone. And that's when the night took a turn. Standing at the mic, Virtuoso began what he framed as a speech about musical excellence. He talked about rigorous training, technical mastery, the dedication required to understand the great musical tradition. Standard stuff, the kind of thing you'd expect from a classical maestro at an event like this. But then his eyes scanned the room, and they found Michael Jackson. "But I see we have a celebrity in our midst tonight," he said. "Mr. Jackson, isn't it, from that pop group?" The way he said those two words, pop group, was loaded. Everyone in the room heard exactly what he meant. He wasn't asking a friendly question. He was drawing a line. He was separating the real musicians from the entertainer in the room. The audience turned to look at Michael. Some people were visibly uncomfortable. This felt wrong. Others were genuinely curious to see how this played out. Virtuoso kept going. He spoke about popular music, its spectacle, its entertainment value, all while implying that those things were the opposite of real musicianship. And then he delivered the challenge. "Perhaps, Mr. Jackson, you'd be willing to demonstrate for us what popular musicians consider musical skill. We have this beautiful Steinway grand piano right here. Surely someone who calls himself a musician could manage a simple classical piece." Now pause here for a second and really think about how calculated this was. If Michael declines, he looks like he's confirming the implication that he's not a real musician and knows it. If he accepts and plays something rudimentary, he gets laughed out of the room. And if he genuinely can't play, he gets publicly humiliated in front of 2,000 of the most influential cultural figures in America.
What would you do, man?
Shit, Mike finna play that motherfucker.
But I'm just saying, what would I'm saying? If you was in that position, you talented like that, man, and you in this room full of white folks, and this white man call you out. What would you?
I'm gonna take care of my business. I got to. Cause he really, you know how that shit go. He just shined, and let you saying this is what a musician is. He really threw his diss out there. So live and direct in your face. So you gotta let him know. Yeah, I'm on a business too, though.
Yeah,
you got to.
Yeah, you got to.
Man.
Got to shine. Got to shine, man.
You got to.
Yeah.
Ain't no way out of it.
But y'all out there, man, let us know. What would you do? You come across that, you know what I'm saying? That type of situation, you know what I'm saying? And you caught up in it, you know? What would you do? Leave a comment.
America. Politicians, justices, journalists, the greatest names in classical music. Virtuoso had constructed what he thought was an airtight trap. His smile was thin, confident, the expression of a man who believed he had already won. Michael sat very still. His jaw was tight, he was processing. And then a voice. From up in the balcony section, a young woman stood up. She was in her early 20s, auburn hair, simple black dress. A small pin identified her as a Juilliard student, and her voice, when she spoke, was remarkably steady for someone who had just decided to publicly challenge one of classical music's most powerful figures. "Excuse me, maestro, what you're doing isn't about musical excellence. It's about prejudice." The room went very, very quiet. She introduced herself as Sarah Kennedy, a piano performance major at Juilliard. She said she had studied classical music her entire life. And then she said something that cut right to the heart of what was happening. Dismissing an artist's abilities based on genre is ignorant and small-minded. Virtuoso tried to respond. He began to sputter something about tradition and standards, but Sarah wasn't finished. She pointed out that Michael Jackson had contributed more to music education in America than most classical musicians ever would. She said that instead of questioning his credentials, maybe the room should be thanking him.
Can somebody explain to me, why is this in the ground? People are saying that.
Hey, what do you think Mike did, man? We got to go back and find
it. You know Mike thumped that motherfucker. Mike took care of that business, man. Yeah. Mike took care of that business, man. You know that.
We got to go back. You know what I'm saying?
Mike took care of that business, man.
But we got to go back and find that moment.
Mike took care of that business.
We got to. You think he took care of it?
Hell yeah, that's Michael Jackson.
Alright, we gonna go back and find that next time. Yeah,
man,
next time y'all tune in for next time
this
too.
Is an
we gonna
actual
go back.
Giant in the ground, and was put there as a statue so people could see it. But something is going on here. People are saying that this could be a Nephilim's hand, a giant's hand, and I don't believe that because that's from way back. Those things don't exist anymore. Look at this. People are saying it doesn't exist anymore. Or maybe it just exists in statue form. Something's up because I don't know how could anybody build something like that. You see what that looks like. There's nothing else for me to say, bro. I'm not sure if that's real, but that's wild.
Bruh. That's a baby in a womb.
Mm-hmm.
Balled up in a womb, bro. With you see fingers and everything, bro. In a mound, bro.
Yep.
Hey. So we come from dirt, or is that a giant's belly? What you think? Y'all leave a comment.
I know, Tim.
I mean, it's not a coincidence. Shut up! Those statues that we see out there could have been real people turned into statues, remember? Turned into stone? Oh, no. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to believe it. I don't believe it either. These are just statues, bro. These were never real people.
It ain't never.
All right? Stop saying that. This statue is very interesting with a pitchfork. Why a pitchfork? Why? Shh! Shut up! Everybody's asking that. Everybody's asking that. This looks like it's about to grab somebody.
Been determined that this
I'm just playing around, guys. Entertainment purposes only. These are statues. They don't move. They stay still. Let's be serious. Nephilims, giants, come on. That's back in the days talk. I don't know anything. Let me know if you heard about or know anything. I'm out.
Well, I'm talking to him right now. That's kind of rude for you to just...
Hold on. I know two officers have already spoken to you earlier.
Like what?
That this is a private event that they...
Yeah, they spoke.
They have...
But they can't do nothing about me being here.
I literally have her on camera telling someone that there's nothing she can do.
Wait, he has the right to be here at the end of the day.
Not in this private event. This part, he does not have...
Can you show me that? You got to produce that, ma'am. You got to produce that.
You are being asked to leave.
By who?
Kind of situation.
That's not good enough.
Party. I understand that, okay? If you want to do this, you want to preach, you want to do it, it's not going to be here, okay?
Says who? The Constitution.
I'm telling you that right now.
But your words don't mean nothing. You got to show me something to where a taxpaying citizen. Hold on, babe.
Right now.
You got to show me something where a taxpaying babe.
Call them now.
I'm saying she got to show me something where a taxpaying citizen can't be in a public park.
This is an event that is being run by the city that they paid for. Right now, this event is their event.
But this park is not their park.
That's why there's birthday parties.
Like that doesn't make any sense.
Do you understand what
I know y'all hate Jesus. I know the world hates Jesus. If I was out here, if I was out here had a tent,
listen,
I wouldn't get kicked out, right?
Listen to me.
I'm listening, but man, you're not saying much.
Let's go outside.
Why I gotta go outside? I don't want to go outside. I want to be here.
Do you understand what a trespass is? Do you want to go to jail?
How can I be trespassed in the public? How can I be trespassed in the public property?
Is that what we're gonna do?
You can, but we'll just fight it like we did.
And that's fine.
How am I gonna be trespassed in the public property?
You have to leave the park, sir.
What? So he gotta leave?
He just say that.
Yeah, she.
You
right
can do.
here.
I never turn that off.
Turn that off.
Okay, I'll turn it off and I'm gonna talk.
Preaching with an amplified
Okay, so
stereo.
we'll use our voice.
And you are also being asked to be trespassed.
By who? And why?
Event coordinator. Event coordinator for the event.
Well, tell her to come and talk to me.
She
But
tried
wait,
to,
she
and that's what we're here.
There's nothing she can do.
Hey, make sure you get this on camera.
I already
Just
did.
no, keep no. I got my own footage though, because y'all take too long to produce footage. We already fighting the case in Orlando,
Do me a favor.
and y'all.
I'm gonna talk to you.
Here.
So,
Go ahead.
hi, event coordinator.
Trespass?
On what grounds do you kick somebody out of a public park?
So this is our city event. We do have areas for you to go and protest if you wish to. They're outside of the event area.
Why?
Because this is our event that we're planning for the community.
But it's a public park.
Why 5 minutes ago, I got you on camera, I can play it back to you. Why did you, I caught you telling her that there's nothing that you can do.
And several police officers stood around and they heard me preach.
Signs and not saying a word. Yes.
Right. So I'm all about
Say it again.
the word no.
What'd you say?
We are not going.
Man, do you see how bad they hate the Lord, man?
Yeah, it run deep right there.
They hate for this man to be preaching the word, man. They hate it that bad, man. This man just preaching the word, man, trying to deliver a message, bro. But do you see who they are?
Mm-hmm.
Look at them. Look at them, man. Those the ones that's gonna burn, you heard me. And it's coming for them. And they know the wrath coming for them. That's what's so cold about it. They scared, man. They don't want to hear that man telling the truth.
To argue, okay? We have questions. We're telling you the reason why you cannot be here because of the event. She is here to answer that question for you. You are being asked to turn that off and leave.
So what's outside the event?
There's signs that say you are now leaving the event area, and that right after.
And on that sign, who's on it? Like, does it say who's allowed in? I'm talking to the event coordinator.
You were going around in circles because you're not hearing the answer that you want to hear.
Because it doesn't. Constitutionally, it doesn't make sense.
Wait, so
It literally doesn't make sense.
right here, when Jesus signs and stuff, so we can sit here, but we gotta be muzzled. We can't talk.
Amplified sound is not allowed.
All right, so I'm gonna turn my amplified sound off, and me and this gentleman gonna continue to
You are
talk.
harassing other people that are here.
Being harassed, who? If people come up to you, can do all that. People come up to me.
Sir, I can do that, and you can keep doing what you're doing. If you're being
I'm saying, but she using words that are not true. She's making accusations that aren't true. She said harassment. I stood in one place preaching. If people are approaching me, technically, I'm the one being harassed.
The amplified speaker, they already told you, turn it off. They've asked you multiple
Nobody told me that. Nobody told me that. Literally, nobody told me that. You told me that? I don't even remember you.
I'm not going to argue, okay?
What?
So they're saying that they don't want you at this event, okay? All we
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. But I'm also a citizen who pays taxes, who's under the same constitution as everybody else out here. All right, so we're gonna stand right here and we're gonna talk.
No.
Me and this gentleman was talking.
Having a conversation.
Are we issuing the trespass? Okay. The trespass is being issued.
Okay, let us see.
How can you trespass somebody from a public event?
Before we leave.
Let me pull up the Florida State statute so you can see.
I already looked them up.
Babe, relax. Let her produce what she needs to produce.
You do.
We need digital ones. I can give you the event number.
Relax. Let her produce what she needs to produce.
Documented that you will be trespassed from this city park. Okay? We'll wait. How do you generate the trespass for here? Yep.
Man, that's cold. You know what I'm saying? That's a public park.
So when you preaching the real gospel,
that is a public park that they try to run.
Do you have your driver's license, ID, information?
Preaching
yeah,
the word.
You
know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, then I'm gonna ask you to start walking.
Yeah, generate a trespass and get a 2 case card.
Because you're being officially trespassed where you are not allowed to be here. If you don't want to produce your identification, that's fine. It's going to be documented that you are trespassed from here. You understand that?
Yep, and I'm going to be showing my lawyer too.
Awesome. So we can start walking on this level.
I don't need no escort. Thank you, though.
Okay. Well, in order to show you the boundaries of
I know the little. No, you're right. He loves me. He loves me. And he loves you too. But if you just need to humble yourself, bro. You need to repent. You need to repent. Change your mind. Ask yourself, why do I hate God? Why am I telling the preacher that God doesn't like him? Ask yourself, why am I telling the preacher that God doesn't like him? Is it because my lifestyle is more important than God? My lifestyle is more important than salvation. What is in my heart that has me telling the preacher that God doesn't like him? Come on. Hallelujah. But like I said, Jesus said in John chapter 7, Jesus said that the world hates me because I testify that his works are evil. The gentleman who gave me this shirt, I can already see where that conversation was going. The whole tent, lukewarm. The whole tent, straight up lukewarm. No conviction. I can tell where the conversation is going. He's finna give me a whole lot of literature and no scripture. A whole lot of lip service and no God service. They what?
I think the event starts with that blue sign.
Yeah, so but there's one right there too, though.
I'm trying to figure out the square, to be honest.
Me too.
I'm really trying to figure out the square. I think it's right there.
So you got one there and you got one there. So which? Make up your mind. Which way y'all? I am.
Yeah, that word powerful, man. It make them demons come out, bro. You hear me? It make them show themselves, man. The real them.
How are you? Sandra, can I see you in the dining room, please? Turn everything off. I need you in. Let's go.
I'm going around.
Correct.
These two streamers were enjoying dinner during a live stream when a man suddenly walked up to their table, but he wasn't a fan. He just stood there, completely silent, with a blank, unsettling stare. The streamer's laughter quickly faded into nervous fear as the man refused to speak or move.
What is wrong with this guy?
This streamer was just walking around interacting with his chat when he noticed a woman who seemed incredibly uncomfortable with the man she was with. She kept glancing at him with a look of pure terror in her eyes. In a brilliant and desperate move, she walked up to the streamer and pretended to be his friend.
Hi. Yeah. Good to see you. It's alright. Have a good night, man.
Look, that's what I be saying about when you go into these other countries, man. You gotta be careful of who you talk to, man. Be careful who you try to friend, because these folks ain't be trying to abduct people over there, man, and take them and get harvest they
body parts.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Where from? Australia. Wow. Yeah. Have a good night, man.
Understanding the danger immediately, he played along, greeting her like an old friend and telling the man it was okay for him to leave. He got her away from the man, who many believe was a stalker or even a human trafficker.
Are you in danger?
Yes, very dangerous.
Really?
This video perfectly shows how not to behave in a morgue. If you somehow ended up there, don't start kicking your legs, don't try to crawl out of the body bag, and definitely don't scare the staff. That's the whole joke, and it's exactly why this video blew up online. But here's the crazy part. If we put the dark humor aside for a second, There's actually a real medical phenomenon behind jokes like this. It's called Lazarus syndrome. In extremely rare cases, a person's heart has started beating again on its own several minutes after doctors had already stopped CPR and believed there was no chance of recovery. It sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, but it's a documented medical event. Only a small number of cases have ever been reported worldwide, which is why doctors don't declare death the second resuscitation ends. They continue observing the patient for a period of time just in case. No, this doesn't mean people are being sent to the morgue alive all the time. Modern medical procedures make that incredibly unlikely. But rare cases like Lazarus syndrome are exactly what fueled so many...
Did you catch...
Motherfuckers started flying and they...
creepy stories and urban legends about people waking up in the morgue. So, while this viral video is obviously just dark comedy, the idea behind it has a surprisingly real and pretty unsettling medical explanation. Had you ever heard of Lazarus syndrome before, or is this the first time you've learned about it? Let me know in the comments.
He decided to play a little joke on a random guy in a restaurant, but his reaction was disturbing.
What's your order? I'm getting a single burger. Wait, what's this? No, just...
He went to grab something from his car, and the person filming felt bad and bought an extra burger to give him, and he just sat there alone in the outside part of the restaurant, suspiciously placing his hands like he was holding something. And when he handed him the food, the conversation only got weirder.
I feel bad because you walked out of line. Yeah, I do food reviews, so I'm doing a food review here. You down to review with me? Wait, that's good.
The next day, Kevin reached out to the man recording and asked if they could eat together again. He agreed. But when he arrived, he started rethinking this decision because Kevin stood there waiting for him in this creepy way, like he was planning something unsettling. And instead of talking to him, he kept stalking him. And when they finally got the food, it only kept getting worse.
Wait, so what do you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about the other night. I'm working on my anger, and I told my therapist about what happened. She said I should probably get back together, reach out to you, and make a human connection.
What do you mean by human connection? Like friends?
That's what she said. Thanks for eating with me.
And even though Kevin seems a bit off, it turned out they had a lot in common, and they keep recording more food reviews together, but his intentions are still unclear.
He tricked me!
Watch this. This is one of the most disturbing videos on the dark web. Maybe you didn't notice anything, but this video hides something truly terrifying. 4 girls are in a nightclub, laughing, recording a quick memory of the night. There doesn't seem to be anybody else near them, just having a good time with the besties. Or so they assumed. Pay close attention now.
Yeah, when
the last girl steps into the shot, a weird...
That was just about 2 days ago, right? July 29th.
Yeah.
What's the date?
The 31st.
Yeah, that's about 2 days ago, huh? Check it out, see what they got going on.
Outline pops up right in back of her. It basically resembles a person, except it is way darker than a normal shadow, almost like the pitch black is actually breathing. She quickly spins around, acting like she sensed someone right at her back. She ends up seeing nothing at all, which honestly makes the whole thing creepier, because that thing definitely noticed her.
This girl was casually recording her dog, and at first, everything seemed completely normal. The dog was just sitting there, staring at the camera, nothing unusual. But after a few seconds, something started to feel off, because the look on the dog's face didn't feel natural. It wasn't curious. It wasn't playful. It looked almost human. She didn't think much of it and posted the video anyway. But once it went online, the comments exploded, because viewers all noticed the same thing, and they all agreed on one terrifying detail. They weren't looking at a normal dog. They were looking at a skinwalker.
They were being hunted by a blind man living deep in the tunnels while searching for their dog. And things got worse fast, because as they tried to stay quiet, the man walked right past them, inches away, clicking his tongue and sniffing the air. Luckily, he didn't detect them this time and kept moving deeper into the catacombs. But when they explored further, they found a small room filled with chains, old tools, and cans that looked like they were holding human eyes. That's when the blind man showed up again, this time swinging his cane like a weapon and blocking their path out. And the moment they accidentally made a noise, he instantly turned and sprinted straight toward them. They knew they couldn't hide anymore, so they ran through every hallway and corner until they finally reached the entrance, where their dog was waiting for them.
chico fue en busca de skinwalkers a un bosque solo. Su misión es probar que no existen. Se adentró a lo más profundo de los bosques en Colorado. Los lugareños le advirtieron que esas partes están malditas. Dice que no tiene servicio ni GPS y está completamente solo. Él menciona que ha escuchado las historias de wendigos que imitan voces, los skinwalkers que te acechan desde los árboles. Dicen que la gente desaparece aquí sin dejar ningún rastro. Algunos creen que estos bosques están vivos protegiendo algo que no se debe encontrar. Después de que el chico puso su casa de campaña, empezó a escuchar unos ruidos que venían desde más adentro del bosque y dice haber hecho lo más lógico, que fue seguir el ruido.
Thank God for captions.
Mientras seguía el ruido, encontró un montón de figuras extrañas colgando de los árboles. Dice no saber qué es esto y piensa que personas salvajes las pusieron ahí, que podrían ser una advertencia. Formaban un camino, así que lo siguió más adentro del bosque. Más adelante encontró unos huesos colgando de unos árboles y también esta X que estaba formada de ramas. Si tú sabes qué significa esto, déjalo en los comentarios. Se encontraba aterrorizado, pero decidió llamar a los skinwalkers.
If it wasn't for captions, probably we'd be lost.
This disturbing security camera footage has left thousands of people feeling uneasy. At the beginning of the video, a woman is seen resting on a table inside a room. There is no one else around, just her and her phone. Everything seems completely normal, until suddenly, her phone moves on its own. There is no one nearby, no one touches it, but the phone suddenly slides across the table, almost as if an invisible force is pulling it directly toward her. If that part doesn't seem terrifying yet. The next moment is what makes this footage truly disturbing. While she is still asleep, her arm suddenly rises into the air. Then her hand starts moving wildly, repeatedly touching the phone. The way she moves looks unnatural, almost like she isn't controlling her own body like a puppet being controlled by invisible strings. Seconds later, her body suddenly falls to the ground as if she was pushed by something unseen. Then she wakes up, but the strangest part is that she has no idea what just happened. Confused, she leaves the room to find out what is going on. But as she approaches the door, something even more terrifying happens. The door slowly opens by itself. To this day, no one can explain what really happened in this footage. If your phone started moving by itself because of something you couldn't see, would you...
Hey,
somebody open that door.
Hey man, stop. Somebody, look. Nigga, some of them grabbed my arm, pushed me down, out of chair. Nigga, I ain't finna get up and start walking to no door, nigga.
She was asleep though, she thinks she probably just was sleeping and fell out the chair. She was knocked out good now. She did 16 hours. They did 16, then 16 hours. Had to come back.
Okay, right.
You had to come back in 4. You didn't get number 4 hours sleep. You had to come back and do that last 4.
Man,
to make it 20 hours. So you ain't get number 4 hours sleep. You did 20 hours.
Man.
So she was asleep. She had
Stay in that room.
This is what could happen if you live in the Appalachian Mountains and forget to close the curtains when night falls. If you have never heard of this place, you should know that it is a massive mountain range in the United States, famous for its landscapes and the mysterious stories that have circulated for years. Many people who live there claim that there are certain rules that should never be ignored. One of the most well-known says that when darkness falls, it is important to properly lock your doors and cover your windows. According to some stories, looking outside during the night is not a good idea, especially if you get the feeling that someone is watching you. It is also said that you should never look toward the treetops, even if you hear a strange noise coming from the branches. And there is another warning that is even more unsettling. Some legends say that if you hear a voice calling your name or someone asking for help in the middle of the forest, you should never follow that sound. Some people believe that certain creatures are capable of imitating voices to lure people in. Of course, all of this is part of stories and legends shared on the internet. But after hearing something like this, tell me honestly, would you dare to look toward the trees?
This girl was hiding a terrifying secret because when she started posting videos online, people noticed something unsettling about them. She was always staring straight at the camera and she never blinked. Viewers started commenting, asking if she was okay, but she never responded. And with every new video, the expressions on her face became even creepier. Then one day, she posted a video with her dog.
Look, my wife got big eyes, but that's crazy.
Decided to investigate. It started when the pet began walking on its hind legs with a haunting human gait. A neighbor even filmed the dog standing upright by the fence, staring at their own pet. The other dog was so paralyzed with fear that it turned and ran for its life. During the day, they found their pet sitting on the stairs in a perfect human posture, but as soon as they approached, she instantly reverted to acting like a normal dog. To test her, they placed her inside a circle of salt. Legend says a skinwalker is physically unable to cross salt without revealing its true nature. The dog wouldn't budge. She stayed trapped in the center, staring with a cold, intelligent look that no animal should have. They finally asked, "Are you a skinwalker?" She said nothing, staring in total silence as if she understood that was enough. Terrified she'd transform right before their eyes, they quickly drove her deep into the forest and left her there. What happened the moment they opened the car door in the forest will haunt you. Search for Skinwalker Dog to see the rest of the footage.
Their daughter started to behave strange at home, so the family asked a priest to cleanse her bedroom. He began by praying quietly beside the bed and explaining what he was about to do, while the parents watched nervously from the doorway. Then he carefully cut a small opening into the mattress, and almost immediately a sharp, unpleasant sulfur-like smell filled the room. But what they found inside her bed was unsettling, because once the priest reached his hand inside the foam, he pulled out a tightly wrapped black bundle that felt solid and heavy. He placed it gently on the floor and slowly peeled away the layers of plastic as everyone leaned in. But what they found inside left everyone disturbed, as the bundle was placed to bring fear, illness, and bad luck into the home. He found a random USB stick stuck into his neighbor's wall, and decided to do the most logical thing, which was to plug it into his laptop. At first, nothing seemed unusual, but soon he realized that he had made the worst decision ever, because the drive reportedly belonged to his neighbor, who was connected to the dark web for years, and it was packed with disturbing photos. And the moment he opened one of the images, something shocking appeared on the screen.
Different people, different locations, and the same terrifying figure showing up again and again. In one clip, a large shadowy creature
dog thing.
Hold up. Hold up. If you see that walking down the street,
man, you better have your motherfucking arrow, gun, something, man. You better have
who taking this picture, man? Who filming this?
He look like he far away. He look like he far away.
can be seen
He ain't close
in
by.
a way that doesn't
Look
look
how
like
far
a
that
normal
nigga.
animal. But the most shocking footage is the one that appears to show two mysterious figures fighting in the middle of the night. As the video
This is actually creepy. Watch this.
It was two of them.
The light's on in the living room. Okay. I turn it off. Watch what happens. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There's a silhouette right in front of me. Nah, this is messed up. I turn the light back on. There's nothing there. So where the hell is that shadow coming from?
That's
That
him.
can't be them clothes.
That's him behind. That's him.
That can't be him, man. That's a whole shadow. That's a whole person. Look, that thing got muscles in
He
his
might
head.
be standing in the light when he cut off. You know how you cut the light off, and you hear me?
Man, that thing got.
That nigga got some big ass arms. Then
some big ass arms. Popeye arms. That might
That's
be
who that is.
That motherfucker Popeye.
Finna
Can't
get
call
his
it
ass.
Popeye Revenge, man. Okay.
She was just playing a simple game with her daughter, running around in the dark until the lights came back on. In the second round, they switched to hide and seek. The mother checked the cabinet under the bathroom sink first. Are you under here? Empty. Then she looked in the bathtub. Nothing. But just moments later, her daughter crawled out of that same cabinet she had already checked. That alone was enough to make her uneasy, but it wasn't even the creepiest part. Later that night, they played the lights out game again. As soon as the room went dark, her daughter did something so unsettling that it sent chills down her spine.
We're gonna only play this one time, okay? Because I don't like it. Ready? Collins, I'm not doing this creepy stuff again. Don't be creepy this time, okay? Do it normal. Ready? Go. You knew this was a bad idea. Stop!
Quickly went viral online and even made the news.
This girl is a skin.
Did you see that? Bruh. My heart
That
just
was
jumped.
cold, man. That was cold.
Man, I almost just lost my whole heart, man. I promise you, man, I almost lost my whole heart just then, man. It's that, man.
That was cold right there.
I know I ain't see what I saw. That little girl changed clothes, too, didn't it?
Man, she was right next to her. Then when she cut on that light, she was already back in the bed, back sitting down, regular like she was at first.
See, I do wish
Walker. She posts disturbing videos on TikTok where her movements appear unnatural and broken, as if she is merely trying to imitate human behavior. Her smile stretches far too wide, turning into something truly unsettling. With each new video, viewers become more and more uneasy. There is something in her gaze and movements that is difficult to explain. Many are convinced that something is not right with her and more people are coming to one conclusion.
You know they've been trying to blend in,
The
man.
security camera
That Jabba Jaw,
captured
man.
something creepy. Everything seems normal. It's just a group of people having a good time until you see the face of one of the women dancing there. Do you think anybody noticed this?
This is exactly why you always keep your doors locked. This woman approached a house asking to borrow a phone, but if you pay close attention to her behavior, something feels deeply unsettling. She just doesn't seem right. If you were home alone, would you actually open the door and let her use your phone?
Late one night, two girls were home alone, having what seemed like a normal sleepover. It's unclear whose house it was, but after what was captured that night, it's likely not a place either of them would want to return to. At the time, everything felt harmless. Just two kids staying up late, talking, laughing, and recording videos on a phone. But in the background of that innocent moment, something deeply unsettling appears.
But you know what? Look who it always be, man, that them ghosts be messing with, man. Yeah, you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
Look who it always be, man.
Yeah, we ain't dealing with no folk. We ain't even scared no ghost.
Dude, what the heck, man? Who are you? Hello? Who's that? Did you guys see that? It's like a ball camera.
It happens in an instant, so fast that it's easy to miss if you blink. A pale, almost transparent figure suddenly moves through the frame, thin, smoky, and visible for only a second. One of the girls reacts immediately. She clearly knows she saw something, even though she can't understand what it was. Then she asks, "Who are you?" Right after that, something even stranger appears to rush above her head.
Dude, what the heck, man? Who are you? Hello? Who's that?
The movement is unnaturally fast. It doesn't move like a person. It doesn't float like dust. It simply shoots across the room, weightless, sudden, and wrong the moment you see it. And as disturbing as that is, it wasn't the only strange thing recorded that night, because later, something even harder to explain is captured.
Who's that? Did you guys see that? Come on.
It moves fast, though.
Come here.
It don't move fast.
Come on.
This time, a faint voice can be heard in the footage quietly saying, "Come here." It's barely audible, but once you notice it, it's impossible to ignore. The voice sounds thin and distant, almost like a whisper coming from just outside the frame. What makes it even more unsettling is that the girl filming says she never heard it at the time, yet only seconds later she repeats those exact same words herself, as if responding to something she wasn't even aware of.
Come on. Come here.
No one knows where that voice came from, or why she echoed it back. But even that wasn't the strangest part of the night, because moments later, while recording in the living room, one final detail is captured, and it makes everything even more disturbing. Watch closely.
small. Real small. Barely see it. Real small.
Walking really funny. It's like a volcano.
See?
On the surface of the TV screen, a reflection suddenly appears. It looks like something moving through the room. No one should be there. That's what makes this moment so unsettling. The girl filming is seated, and her cousin is in another room. No one else was present. So whose movement is reflected on the screen? Why does the reflection show that figure, but not the flash from the phone or the light behind her? She later pointed out that the screen didn't reflect the camera light the way it normally should. In other words, whatever appeared there didn't behave like a normal reflection at all. To this day, she continues to share the footage, hoping someone can explain what happened that night. So far, no one has, and maybe that's the most unsettling part of all.
Hello?
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but there is a creepy guy who's been following me for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Can I stay at your place until he's gone?
Yeah, come
Thank
in.
you.
Are you okay?
I just hope he didn't see me coming here.
Hold up. You don't know this girl. You don't let this girl in your house, all the way up in your house, man. She's talking about somebody following her. You don't know.
You bullshit. Off the top. You bullshit off the top.
She wouldn't have been in my house, no nigga chasing her, man.
You done fucked up.
You ain't finna put
Bitch,
me
you
up
done
out of
stole
this.
something.
Man, look, you done did something.
You done stole that credit card number.
Man.
They finna kill you. You ain't coming in here.
Yeah, you're not coming up in here, man. Look,
You done committed fraud.
Them folks ain't gonna even think, that first thing them folks gonna be hollering, man. Y'all did it. Y'all did it together. Oh, so this is where you at. You done ran over here to this nigga. You hear me? Man, come on, man. No. Guess what you finna do? You finna get on down before when I open that door. Matter of fact, you beating on my door like that, I wouldn't even open the door.
Hey, is you crazy?
They got a shot out that mug. You hear me?
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah?
Hello.
What is it?
I was out for a walk with my wife and we had a little argument and I lost sight of her.
Yeah, and?
Have you seen a young woman by any chance?
No,
Bruh,
sorry.
this shit is staged.
No.
Yeah, that's the you tell.
No, sorry,
He
bye.
opened the door.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Bye. Hey. It's okay, he's gone.
Can you check if he's gone?
Yeah, it's fine, he's gone.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Who are you? Please help me. Huh? Please help me. What? What's wrong with you? It is for me. What? It took my daughter. Hurt her? Please help me.
How could I sound anything silly? I'm plastic. I don't even have a voice box. I had to borrow this one. Don't turn on the light.
The thing said I'm plastic.
Are you going to kill me? No. I mean, yes, but not for a good long while yet. I don't want you to go to waste.
This girl said follow for more. Man, you ain't gonna get me caught up in that type of shit. No way.
Speaking about what he believes happened, listen.
Okay. Hey, all right. That was a pretty good video there.
Right, yeah.
Hey, I want y'all, my guy, he has a business to take care of. This is a very busy man. Every time I see him, he's busy. But I do appreciate you, LT, for coming by, standing in, helping me out, man, with this. You know what I'm saying? I'm new to this, and I needed a sidekick for a second. You know, a good friend that I wanted to share this with. You know what I'm saying? And share the world with. You know what I'm saying? So. Also, me and LT, we have so much in common. You know, we met. You know what I'm saying, and we talked for a while. We have the same first name. Hey, and, our wives have the same first name. You know, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Wild right
so it was wild, but you know, it's just how you meet people, man, and you never know, you know what I'm saying, what kind of friend them people really are, you know what I'm saying, until you get to know them, you know what I'm saying. That's why I take my time out and I got to know him, you know what I'm saying. He's a really good guy. And I thank you again, LT, for coming through and kicking it on Fearen and Fear Files, and we appreciate y'all. And we hope that y'all, you know what I'm saying, enjoyed the time that we shared, you know what I'm saying, with you. And I hope that, you know, you'll come back and do it with me again one day. But see you soon. Don't forget, people, like, share, and comment. Hey, so the like-minded people like yourself forget this also, you know.
Speaking about what
we are out. Let me say this again just in case I didn't get that last message through. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And Fearen Fear Files is out of here. And I'm going to say one more time.